Hi, this is Steve Bonin. Today we're going to look at setting up a room with three very different subwoofers. I have a 15-inch DIY in a very large cabinet that I just finished building. I also have a Klipsch R120SW that I bought about a year ago or 2 years ago, I guess. And I have a very old Paradigm PS1200 that I bought in 1999. First, we're going to level match them, and then we're going to time align them and see what kind of response I can get into the room. I'm also going to show you graphs for all three subwoofers independently, and that's it. So enjoy. Okay, here we are with REW. So the first sub we're going to look at is the Klipsch, and these were level matched at 80 dB using a 60 Hertz tone. So that's here, and we can see that the room modes diminished the output of the Klipsch by about 1.5 dB. The second sub we're going to look at is that's a Klipsch R120SW, by the way. The second sub we're going to look at is the Paradigm PS1200. I think that's what it was called. Anyway, it was also level matched at 60. Let's just get that a little closer. 80 dB at 60 Hertz, and we can see the room modes are adding about 9 dB to that. And the third one we are going to look at is the 15-inch DIY, which is very different. It's in a very different position. The first two were along the front wall, and the DIY is this one here, is in the back corner of the room. So quite a different response, and it was also level matched to 80 dB at 60 Hertz at 1 foot. All three were done at 1 foot to try to take the room modes out. So room modes added almost 8 dB to that sub, and that's not surprising being in a corner. So we start with the Klipsch, and then we add the Paradigm to it, and so that's both together. And if we put show the Paradigm up there, it's not really working out. It should be adding, and it's not. The two together, they're adding in that 50 to 80 Hertz or 77 Hertz region, but the rest of it, the curve is actually lower than the Paradigm alone. So let's see what we can do. We added 5 milliseconds of delay to the Klipsch, and that made it a little bit better. Then we added, I don't know why I went all the way to 10 to 25 milliseconds of delay to the Klipsch, and that made it better in the lower end, but took something away in the higher end. So we went to 30 milliseconds, and that's certainly not doing anything wonderful. I think in the end, this is where I stuck. I thought it's certainly above the Klipsch response alone, but it's not doing anything wonderful. So I call that subwoofer A. So it's like a virtual subwoofer. The two of them together create this response in the room. And from there I added the, this is the DIY sub right there. So it's quite different. As we can see in this region, the DIY sub is not doing very well, whereas the virtual sub is doing much better. In this region, we can see that the, I'm just going to double check that, yeah, the DIY sub is not really doing any better than the virtual sub in any location except, or in any frequency range except between 50 and 60, and then as expected, because it's a 15-inch sub, then it's doing better from this, what's that, 25 hertz to, say, well, all the way down really. So if we add those two together without any delay, we get this. And so that curve is definitely above all the other curves. So let's just highlight that. There we go. We can see that we have some problems between, let's say 60 and 74 hertz. Let's say from over here. So 57 to 74 hertz we certainly have. So we added 10 milliseconds of delay to the DIY sub because it's the closest one, and we have a real suck out here. So that was no good. We cut that down to 5 milliseconds of delay, and that looks better. Let's see if we can highlight that. So that looks a little better, but we can see we have a suck out here, or a null in the room around 75 hertz. So I played a little bit and we got this one at, where are we, 3 milliseconds. So moving from 5 millisecond delay to a 3 millisecond delay got rid of that great big null here. So that was good. So I went halfway in between and tried 4 milliseconds. And that's not bad. But we see the null at that 75 hertz developing. So we went on the other side of 3 and we went to 2 milliseconds delay. And that's not bad. So we tried a bunch of other things. And so we really have to decide between these two graphs which one we like the better. This is no delay, and this is minus 2 milliseconds, which is probably a little bit better. So that's what we ended up with, folks. Okay, here we are back with REW, and I created a house curve that I can't show you, but it's about 10 dB higher at 30 hertz than it is at 80 hertz. Anyway, if we look at our 3 subs in the room before they were time aligned, that's what they looked like. And then after I time aligned the 3 subs, that's what we got. So I allowed REW to calculate some filters, and I applied that to the MiniDSP, and this is what we got. Let me see if we can really. So there it is. It's a lot lower than the time aligned curve, but it's also a lot flatter. I could probably go in, and I probably will go in and do some more, add some filters manually, probably in this region here. So let me just turn the other 2 off, that one and that one. So there's the curve. There we see we probably have some problems here at 75. And we're certainly not getting, so we're down from 90, we're at 92 dB, almost 93 dB at 31 hertz. And we're down 1, 2, 3 dB at 29 hertz. So the first thing I did was I added a filter, a high pass filter, right about here, because I wanted to protect the sub. So that's what that looks like. Didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. I think the sub was dropping at that point anyway. But I wanted to do that before I added in any EQ in this area here. So I added a boosting filter. I think I added about 10 dB at 24 hertz, and that's what I ended up getting. Now I still have some filters left, and I will probably put another filter here and boost that by about 3 dB and try to bring this down a little bit. But you know, all in all, we're at 80 dB. We are, let me turn this and this off. So that's what we're looking at 80 dB. We are at 80 at 80 hertz. We're at 80 dB. That quickly rises, and if we're going to average that out, I'm going to say we're somewhere around here. So 89 dB frequency response. No, not plus. Let's see if we can. We want to probably knock this down here so that it's only within 3 dB of 89 dB. So that'd be cool. Anyways, that's it, folks. Hope this helped you a little bit. If you want me to make a video with some more detail, just leave me a note, and maybe I'll get around to showing you how I calculated some of this stuff. I'll probably end up doing it all over again. Anyways, this is Steve Bonin, and I'm out.